Whether you're looking to transform your health or just maintain optimal health, there's something for everyone. The Get Australia Healthy Show.
The first thing that comes to mind when clients ask me, how do I keep my colon clean, is the why. Why would we want to clean out this particular organ? And the reason that people want to do it is because the colon, your intestines, your large and small intestine, are your most important organ of elimination in your body. So one of the most basic causes of a backed up colon is simply dehydration. Often people just aren't getting as much water as they need to be getting. So the first thing I would try if you're experiencing constipation and poor colon functioning is to simply start to drink more water. Have a bottle with you throughout the day of filtered water that you're sipping very regularly, constantly. Even if that means making post-it notes on your computer, behind your bedroom door to remind you to sip regularly throughout the day. And often, for a lot of people who come to see me, that increasing of water content in their diet is enough to get their bowels moving more easily. The other thing, of course, that you can do is to increase your consumption of water-containing foods. So fruit, vegetables, ideally fresh, ideally local, if possible organic. This is going to be another great way to not only increase the amount of water you're getting into your cells, but the amount of fibre that you're able to move through your system. And as we know, fibre is like a broom that helps to clean out your colon. So let's say you're doing those basic things and you're still experiencing backed up colon and all those symptoms that go along with it. What else do? We need to start looking at our entire digestive system, because we don't just get constipated for no reason. There's always precipitating factors. So we need to look at digestion as a whole. Is the stomach functioning properly? How are we eating? Are we eating in a relaxed manner, or are we eating hurriedly while we're driving, while we're on our way to work in a very stressed out state of mind? One of the things that I see quite often in my clients is what's called dysbiosis. And that basically means that the bacteria in our gut isn't the right proportion of good bacteria to bad bacteria that it needs to be in order to ensure optimal digestion. A lot of people are experiencing dysbiosis symptoms such as belching, excess gas, pain, bloating, and just very, very poor digestion, poor bowel function. One thing that I always like to tell people when it comes to correcting their balance of good and bad bacteria in the gut is a naturopathic concept called weed, seed, feed. We need to weed out the bad bacteria. We need to seed the bowel with the good bacteria, and we then need to feed the good bacteria with the right things. There's a lot of research going on at the moment concerning the microbiome, which is basically the population of bacteria in the gut. I would also recommend seeing a health professional to make sure that you're taking on the correct protocol for you. And that may involve getting tested to see what bacteria are out of balance in your gut. But some basic concepts: when we weed the bad bacteria out, we can use certain herbs, certain foods. Green tea, for example, oil of oregano, and a few other natural antibiotics that are actually not going to harm the commensal or good bacteria are what we're looking for. And talking to an experienced herbalist or naturopath or health practitioner will help you to get the herbs and foods that you need. When we think about seeding in good bacteria, the word probiotics comes to mind. And you may have heard of the word probiotics. Probiotics are the good bacteria that we all need in our gut to make sure our digestion is really seamless and smooth. There are a few ways we can put this good bacteria back in our guts, because for people who have dysbiosis, often they have lost some of their good bacteria. And these ways include eating probiotic foods such as kefir, yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, and other fermented foods, traditionally fermented foods. It could also mean having a specially designed probiotic, either one that you buy from a health food shop or one that's been created specifically for you after you've had testing done in your gut. The third aspect, feeding the good bacteria. So once we've weeded out the bad bacteria, we've put the good bacteria back in, we now need to keep those good bacteria happily fed. And that's where prebiotics come in. There are certain kinds of fibres in our food that contain the food that these probiotic or good bacteria need in order to survive and proliferate. So making sure that your diet is very balanced, has plenty of fruit and vegetables, as well as becoming a bit aware of what herbs might be useful, what supplements, if necessary, might be useful to get the good bacteria growing. If people have done all of these things, they're hydrated, they've addressed their gut bacteria issues, and they're still experiencing poor bowel function, there are other alternative therapies that can help. For example, there's colonic irrigation, also known as colonic hydrotherapy. And this is not something I would recommend blanket style to everyone, but for some people I have seen colonic hydrotherapy used as a symptomatic treatment, but as a very effective treatment to relieve that initial constipation that people might be suffering, which in itself can help the good bacteria to start to be set up in the gut.
Don't forget to subscribe for regular show updates and campaign news, and together, let's get Australia healthy.